A UFO shrugs off a U.S. missile in a new video released by Eric Burleson at the UFO hearing in Congress today. So let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Yeah, it was an okay hearing, and I'll probably have some more thoughts on that later. But one really juicy thing stood out at the hearing. I think this was the surprise that Anna Paulina Luna was talking about. It was dropped without any ceremony and without any context by Eric Burleson. Okay, so we got this UFO cruising along over the water. Looks like it might be an egg-shaped UFO. Not quite sure. And then in a moment, you'll see a missile. People are debating what kind of missile it is. I think the consensus is a Hellfire missile. Comes along, boom, hits the UFO. There's some debris either from the missile or from the UFO. The missile breaks up.
This is when
and the UFO just continues along.
Traveling.
This is the zoomed out version of it. Not phased by that missile. It may have been thrown off course slightly. Let's go over that again. So, all right, we've got the UFO, to my mind, that looks like an egg-shaped UFO. Zipping along, doing whatever UFOs do, enjoying the ocean or something. I don't know. And then to disrupt its nice day, boom. All right, let's look at that again. So there's this impact of this missile right there. And I think those pieces are from the missile itself. I think that's the debris we're seeing of the missile, which breaks up. Although if that's true, then the UFO has a slightly different shape here. So it's possible that's from the UFO, although I think that's probably from the missile. And then for some reason, it's being sucked into the wake of the UFO. But I would love some confirmation on that. Or if that's not the case, I'd love to know what the case really is. But then the UFO, which seems to be kind of going through a process of shape shifting, as you can see, trying to reconfigure itself as it flies along, is otherwise not phased at all. It just continues on its journey. So an amazing video from Eric Burleson. And I realize my big head is blocking the way. So let's see that one more time with the full screen. You can see this amazing egg-shaped UFO just booking along, and then boom. What the what, guys? What the what? And and then just continuing on its way. So such an amazing UFO video, military footage, apparently filmed by a drone. Now, Eric Burleson drops this without any context at all, which is so frustrating. I want to know where this was, taken, where this UFO was shot at, what crews were doing this, under what orders, how often are they firing at these objects? We had Wiggins up there talking about, seeing his UFO. They didn't ask him any details that he's gone over in podcasts. For example, that they were seeing these things daily, which is what, Ryan Graves and others have spoken to as well in different incidences. So are they, but in those cases, as far as we know, they weren't shooting at them. So why are they shooting at this guy? I think that's a question worth asking. Nobody asked that. Eric didn't take any questions about it. He just dropped this video and moved along, entering it into the congressional record, and not giving any details on it at all. So yeah, really, really frustrating video, very tantalizing, teasing video, where you get a glimpse of some of the things that the UFO control group gets up to, shooting at UFOs that, have the ability to, shapeshift and shrug off these, attacks. So, yeah, an amazing, amazing video, guys. So let me know what you think about that. The only other video that was shared was one that we've already seen, the Wiggins video, where, they were seeing these tic tac like objects. And, but we've already seen that. The really juicy part of this whole story is that they were seeing these things often, frequently. It was not uncommon at all for them to see this stuff. But Wiggins did not get asked that at the hearing, which is frustrating. However, what did get talked about was other examples of interactions with UFOs from the Russian military.
I'll go refer back to Russia. One incident I did not mention to Representative Burleson is Colonel Sokolov in that Ministry of Defense program said there were 40 incidents where Russian warplanes were sent to intercept UFOs, and they were ordered to fire on them. And for the most part, the UFOs would zip away. 3 of the pilots, though, did fire at these things. Those 3 planes stalled out, crashed. 2 of those pilots died. And after that, the Russians changed the standing order. If you see a UFO, leave them alone.
Yeah, and there's conflicting information about what the U.S. has been doing these many years. But one story runs that there was a standing policy basically to shoot at any UFO for a long time until they reached the same decision that the Russians did. This isn't getting us anywhere, and it's actually harming our people. So we're not going to do this. We're going to stop this. So if that's true, then why are they continuing to shoot at UFOs? And why are they shooting at that particular egg-shaped UFO, if that's what it is, but they're not shooting at the Tic Tac Wiggins saw, or in most of these other encounters that we've been hearing about? They are not shooting at those craft. So what do they have against the egg and not the Tic Tac? I think that's kind of an important question to get answered. And I'm sure somebody knows that. Nobody is asking that question at the hearing. Kind of an important question to get asked, right? Or to answer. Nobody is asking the important questions at the hearing. It was a very lackluster hearing in that way. They asked very surface level questions, and when they had the possibility of getting spicy or juicy, they didn't go there. Like George Knapp alluded to James Lukatsky getting a UFO. And he could have talked more about that, but, basically just left it in very vague terms. Again, Wiggins talked about his encounter, but didn't talk about the broader context, seeing these things frequently. So I think that the hearing, generally speaking, was a big missed opportunity in many ways, although there was definitely some good stuff that came out of it. But by far the juiciest, in my opinion, was this amazing military footage of, the U.S. military trying to shoot at and failing to bring down this egg-shaped UFO that is, takes a hit. It seems to change trajectory. It might or might not have shed some debris, although that could all be from the missile. But it does have to reorient its shape afterward. That does seem to have destabilized the shape that it was wearing at the time, which I think is really interesting. So, let me know what you guys think about that. Fascinating stuff. So I hope that Eric Burleson opens up about that. I hope that he gives us some actual context for that video. And if he's sitting on that video, how many similar videos is he sitting on? How many does Anna Polina Luna have? What other videos might George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell be sitting on? We know there's some juicy stuff out there, but this is what we get. It's a frustrating situation, but at least we did get this one really cool video. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know if you watched the hearing and what you thought about it. I know it was fine. It wasn't great. I mean, I don't think we learned anything about the UFO control group or about the phenomenon that we didn't already know. But I do think it was good, and it's going to make headlines. It's going to be in news reports. The public is going to see, these credible people talking about this stuff, and some of them are going to begin getting off of that fence. So I think that's all to the good. Let me know your thoughts. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really do appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.